Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have a bunch of new Trump regrets to share with you. Just up front, if you like this content, if you've seen my content before, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So I'm going to jump in now. It is F around Find Out Friday. So we have a lot of people who unfortunately are losing their livelihoods thanks to Donald Trump. But also thanks to themselves, because this is what they voted for. They voted for the quote unquote stable genius businessman. So one person posted, quote, I have a family member who is an energetic passenger on the Trump train. He is also a longtime government contractor. So imagine his surprise when he got laid off 2 weeks after Trump took office because his firm isn't getting paid anymore. He has been absolutely stunned at losing his job and that Trump is responsible. My response to him? Elections have consequences. Your eggs cheap yet? Another person shared a text exchange that they had with a family member, and they asked the family member why they were laid off. And the person who was laid off is a Trump voter, and they replied, quote, tariffs and the scare of tariffs. The industry froze all the facility maintenance contracts until they know what costs these new negotiations will bring. I was one of 150 people whose money on the existing project simply ran out. Yeah. Another person posted, quote, my niece and her husband just lost their jobs in a Doge purge. They also lost their health care insurance. Last year, they purchased their first home with a $500,000 mortgage and $15,000 in property taxes. 4 months ago, they had their first child. Unfortunately, there were complications with the birth. The baby is still in hospital. Both voted for and actively campaigned for Donald Trump. Yeah, feel bad for the baby. Two stupid parents who voted for this idiot. A Reddit user also posted about a possible Doge-related job loss. So they wrote, quote, I know someone who regrets their vote, but it's because he's concerned he and his wife may lose their jobs. He doesn't like anything Doge is doing. I don't want anyone to suffer or lose their jobs, but Trump told you what he was going to do. I don't understand the shocked Pikachu face. Yep, these people were totally fine with other people losing their jobs, other people losing everything, other people being deported, taken away from their families. But then it comes knocking on their door, and all of a sudden, oh my God, what's going on? I didn't think it was going to affect me. Speaking of which, someone posted online, quote, my neighbor who just lost his government job took down his Trump 2024 Make Liberals Cry Again sign off of his garage. I had a good chuckle. Yeah, they wanted to make other people cry. Well, what do you know? There is karma after all. And then recently, BuzzFeed news outlet asked people if there was anything that Trump could do to make them or to make him lose their support. So several people replied. One woman said in part, quote, my husband dedicated the better part of his life to this country, first in the military and now working for the government. I have watched as he busted his ass every single day for this job. Our story is like many others, yet they, the Trump administration, see them as budget line items. We are not a fucking line item. We are real people with families who need to put food on the table, just like everyone else. We have nothing but support, or We have done nothing but support this country. To be disregarded and tossed out to save a buck is sickening. I supported Trump on many things, but I won't support him on this. He has already lost my support. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that she's just now realizing that he looks at everything as a line item. Isn't the biggest thing with Trump supporters, oh, he's a businessman, he's going to run America like a business? Guess what? It's all about the bottom line. It's all about line items when you run things like a business. This is why you can't run a country like a business. Get it now? Of course they don't. Another person responded to BuzzFeed with, quote, I am from Western Virginia, and his recent freeze of federal programs hurt my family and many friends. He has lost my support already. Again, they have no empathy, no feeling for people they don't know. But then, when it comes to their door, all of a sudden it's, pearl clutching and they need a fainting couch. Another person posted over on Blue Sky and said, quote, read a post from a MAGA, but not your typical hateful MAGA. She said she voted for Trump in 2024 because she hadn't had much of a raise for 4 years. She just posted that she is devastated. She learned that this year she would get no raise at all. Yeah. Tariffs and stupid ideas will do that. But the eggs! Anyway, this next guy is just a quintessential MAGA man. I don't give a damn who my vote hurts until it hurts me or someone in my family. So as you can see here, he posted a bunch of pro-Trump BS on January 20th. For those on the podcast, he wrote stuff about how there's only 2 genders, how, we just are entering the golden age of America. So that's how it started, okay? Here's how it's going. So only 10 days later, January 30th, his vote came back to bite him in the ass. He posted, quote, my daughter is caught up in the foreign aid stop work. She is in South Africa and has communication as to future. Other than a 90 unpaid vacation. Don't know what this guy is saying. But anyway, he goes on to say, please ask Congress to give PERFAR a waiver. Obviously, he meant PEPFAR. So that was a typo, but I still don't understand half of what he's saying here. But anyway, yeah, it's affecting his daughter, so now all of a sudden he cares. He's not the only one with this issue, too. So this other Trump supporter wrote, quote, FYI, I voted for you 3 times, and I thought family meant something to you. Doge has stranded my daughter, a PEPFAR coordinator, excelled over 7 years, 3 countries. Single mom abandoned with no government response to questions. This is outrageous. No, what it is incompetence, really. I think that was the word you were looking for. And, how cute, how quaint. She thought family meant something to Trump. That is just precious. Bless your heart. We also have some more minority voters who entered the find out phase of their journey. The Associated Press reported that Latino evangelicals now feel betrayed by Trump. So they spoke with someone from Florida. He is a spokesperson for the Florida Fellowship of Hispanic Councils and Evangelical Institutions. Could they have come up with a longer name? And he told the AP, quote, the messaging appears to be that anyone who is undocumented is a criminal. Latino evangelicals, for the most part, voted Republican and hold conservative views on issues like abortion. We want to ask the president to reconsider because these actions are causing pain and trauma to so many families and beyond our churches. Their suffering is great, and the church is suffering with them. I mean, where was this guy? Did he finally pull his head out of his ass? Oh, gosh, the message is that anyone who entered the country illegally is an illegal, is a criminal. Have they not been saying that from day one? I mean, oh my God, where have these people been? We've told them too, even if they weren't paying attention, we told them Trump and the majority of his MAGA base is filled with racists. They want all black and brown people gone. What do you not get about that? Anyway, this next woman posted on Reddit that her sister-in-law voted for Trump, even though her mother is an undocumented Venezuelan immigrant. So she wrote in part, quote, I asked my brother how she could vote for Trump, considering all of that. He told me that she said that her mother is a different situation, as if she's not going to get deported. And then she goes on, and it's kind of a lengthy post. She writes at the end, quote, I found out about the Department of Education being dismantled and the ICE raids. I texted my brother about this, wondering about their son's future education and his wife's mother. He said he's not too happy about it and asked for his wife's thoughts. And she is now regretting her vote. Yeah, what do you know? There's not this invisible force field around the people that you care about. Again, totally cool with other people getting hurt. Totally fine if other people get deported because of my vote. But, when the find out phase comes for me and mine, then I have a huge problem with it. Beyond self-centered. The next selfish immigrant story comes from Cal Matters. This is a California-based news outlet that covers California issues. And they shared the story of a 30-year-old woman. Her name is Estefany Pena. Her husband came to the U.S. legally, mind you, in 1999, and he has a green card. Well, in late January, he went to the immigration office, goes in for a regular check-in, never comes home. Her husband, by the way, is the primary breadwinner in the family. He's also their main source of transportation. And Estefany told Cal Matters, quote, everything just came crumbling down. Well, Cal Matters also wrote that Estefany supported Donald Trump for president. And she told the news outlet, quote, I thought they were going to be targeting criminals. No one mentioned that residents, legal residents, were going to have to go through this. No, someone did mention it to you. You just didn't want to listen, or you didn't bother to pay attention. Again, where was this person the last time Trump was in office? Because he did this same shit before. This is nothing new. Another news outlet reported about a 29-year-old Venezuelan woman whose father is now at risk of being deported. And they wrote, quote, Andrea Gabriela Rangel Walther, 29, is among those who thought Trump would shield Venezuelans from deportation. She said the overwhelming majority of her friends and family supported Trump, including her father, who is now at risk of being removed from the country. So obviously her father didn't vote for Trump, but he was behind him. He was all for it. Yeah, get those criminals. So her father had been covered under TPS, temporary protected status, which Joe Biden, by the way, had extended for 18 months. Trump just ended that program. And his border czar, Tom Homan, said before the election, this is what we are going to do. We're going to end TPS. I don't know where these people are. I mean, I get if you're busy and you're working and everything and you got kids and life gets in the way, right? But when something is literally going to affect you every single day and your entire future and where you live, where you're allowed to live, I would think maybe that might catch your attention. Maybe that might be on your radar, or you'd make it a point to go seek out the information. So the article went on to say, and you're not going to believe this, her father still supports Trump. Andrea said, quote, he says that Trump is doing right by his country, that we did invade his country, and he's defending it. So her parents are now going to apply for asylum, and they're hoping to stay in the US. Wish them well, even though, not the brightest bulbs on the tree. And I will leave you with this one. There was an interview, a news outlet conducted with 3 farmers, and they were asked who they voted for and would they vote again in the same way. So take a look at their answers.